Hey guys, Mark here. When Affinity Designer was first released, one of the selling points was that you can actually work with both vectors and also raster images. So it's mainly a vector design software, but there's a pixel persona in Affinity Designer and you can make some raster pixel adjustments as well. Today, we are not going to talk about that, but we will look into Affinity Photo and we will explore vector tools built in Affinity Photo. So we are kind of biting this from the other end. The pixel persona in Affinity Designer got a lot of praise and spotlight, but not many people talk about vector tools in the raster program in the Affinity Photo. So today we're going to talk about that. As you can see, I'm in the new blank document in Affinity Photo for desktop, for macOS in this case. And our very first thing that we should do, I suggest you to do, is to customize your toolbar over here at the top. Right click, we can customize it. We should have our geometry tools here. So I strongly recommend putting this up there so you can easily access your geometry operation. That's key for working with vectors. So let's customize that first, all done. And now we'll be able to easily reach our geometric operations. So let's draw some vectors. We got this very capable shape tool here, very similar to what we got in Affinity Designer, like copy of it. We got base shapes like this rectangle thing. If I hold shift, I got exact proportion 1:1. But we got also complex shapes like star shape. And for the complex shapes, you will see this orange control point here and there. Try to drag them. In case of the star, I can round the end, move this up and down. Also, we can round it here backwards like that. In the top here, we can change number of arms for our star, and totally different shape now, more like a flower, not a star. So don't hesitate. If you see orange control points, play with them, check out what you can do. Alright, I got two vector shapes here, and now I'm going to experiment with some geometry tools. Let's check this out. I need to select both shapes in the same time, and then I can use the first option, so I can add them together into new shape. Click add, and you got a new shape now. Alright, let's undo. What if I use the second option, subtract? In that case, you will kind of punch the hole into the shape that is below. So if I switch the order of my layers, of my shapes, and use subtract right now, I kind of cut this shape below in half. So that's really handy trick. All right, there are a few more options there. So we can intersect. So only the overlapping part will stay, or very, very much opposite to intersect. Everything else will stay. And the last option is to split this combination into separate shapes. So I click that, nothing happened, but take a look. I can move everything out. Everything is separate now. So that's how you use both shapes plus your geometry tools to combine two or more shapes together. Of course, there's node tool for us, so we can customize any vector using node. Click on the line to add new nodes. You can click on existing nodes to move them around, or you can hit delete to delete them as well. So you can customize any vector shape as you would do normally in the vector program. There's also the key tool for any vector program, the pen tool itself. Take a look. Here's the pen tool, and you can draw any custom shape using that. It's required a little bit of training, but it's here. I recommend you to use the rubber band mode for the pen tool. Let's turn it on here. This way you will see the preview of the next line. So you can easier to predict how the next line will be bent around. Alright, so we got everything we need. We got shape tool to make shapes. Then we can add them or subtract them using geometry operations. We can draw custom shapes with pen tool. And we can modify existing shapes with node tool. So as you can see, even though it's not really in the spotlight, they are all important vector tools built into a raster editor into Affinity Photo. So you can do, let's say, light vector work even without Affinity Designer. So that's great, I think. Everything's there, almost like in Affinity Designer, I would say. Alright guys, thank you for today. I hope you learned something new, and one more big thing just before the end of this tutorial. Affinity Designer and Affinity Suite, Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo, Affinity Publisher, they're going to have a new fresh 2.0 release this month. 9th November is the date. So we've been waiting for this now. Really excited about this new version. I hope I will be able to drop some videos on the release date with highlight some new interesting features. So stay tuned for that, and don't forget to subscribe and like. It's really help. Alright, see you in the next video.